Who had the greatest comeback in country music history? I picked two. Here's my first pick. In the 60s and 70s, George Jones would be one of the biggest stars in country music until 1974 when he would release the song The Door, which would go to #1, but that would be his last #1 hit for a while. George Jones would go 6 years without a #1 hit, and this would be a low point in the Possum's career. Drugs and alcohol would plague him, and he would go through a divorce. Until 1980, he would come out swinging with the song He Stopped Loving Her Today, which would go to #1, and it would relaunch his career, and it would win the Possum several awards, too. Here's my second pick.
If you really want to know, she comes here alive. She just loves to.
John Anderson would be a big star in country music in the early 80s. He would have several #1 hits and several top 10 hits. In 1986, John Anderson would release the song Honky Tonk Crowd. It would go to #10 on the country music charts, but that would be his last big hit for a while. He would go 8 years without having a #1 hit and 5 years without having a top 10 hit. Until 1991, he would release the song Straight Tequila Night, which would go on to be one of the biggest songs in country music in the 90s, and it would relaunch his career. He would follow that up with several more hits like Seminole Win and Money in the Bank and several others. This was a tough decision, but I did pick John Anderson as having the greatest comeback of all time, but here's why. Going 8 years without a #1 hit's a long time, and he would basically have two careers, one in the 80s and one in the 90s, and I thought his music sounded different in both eras. Let me know what you think in the comments. Over and out.